Alrighty, so you know how the exponentials work. Now let's model with them. The population of a country is modeled using this formula, where P is the population and T is time in years, right? State the population during the year 2000. Well, at the year 2000, T is equal to 0. So therefore, P is equal to 20 plus 10e to the 0 over 50, which is just 0, right? That's the same as 20 plus 10, which is equal to 30,000. Yeah? That's how we work out the initial value of a population when it's modeled. Now, using the model, predict what the population will be like in 2030. How many years have passed since 2000 and 2030? Well, T would be 30 years, hasn't it? So therefore, right, P is equal to 20 plus 10e to the 30 over 50, which is going to be equal to, and you can plug this on your calculator, that's fine, 38,221 is what I get. Now, important thing to note is it's all well and good plotting some numbers. What about plotting graphs? If this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis, cursor's still not working, but that's okay. What would this model look like? Well, it's gonna look something like this. We don't need to worry about this part because it's time. So this is going to be P and this is going to be T. We don't need to worry about negative because it's time. So forget about it. Where would it start from? It's going to start from 30, isn't it? And now, just like exponential increase, it's going to go up and up and up and up and up. Okay? Now, do you think that it would be valid to use this model to predict the population in the year 2500? They ask this question a lot, especially when it's down to population. Why do you think that the population would not be as easy as a formula? Well, maybe mass migration. Or rather, movement. Straight movement, so people might leave the country. Disease can kill people. Maybe there's a natural disaster like an earthquake. Or a rumbling. So you have to take these things into account when modeling long-term population of a country. And that is your final answer. Is this video helpful? Well, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video like it. Now let's look at this example. For this one, Nigel bought a tractor for 20k. He wants to model the depreciation of his tractor in T numbers of years. So using both of these models, predict the value of the tractor after a year. For the first one, right, T is going to be 20,000 e to the power of 0.24 times 1, which is simply going to be, and you can plug this into your calculator. Remember, A level is entirely calculator based. 15,732. Okay. For model 2, right, T is going to be 1,000 plus 19,000 e to the negative 255 t, and that's it. And we know t is 1, so let's just sub in 1. And I get an answer of 15,723. So only off by £9. Now, using both models, what is the value of the tractor going to be after 10 years? Well, after 10 years, all we're going to do is this time, we're not going to sub in 1, we're going to sub in 10. So it's going to be 20,000. Again, cursor not working, really sorry about that if my values look like they've been drawn by an NPC, that's why. And if we plot that into our calculators, we get an answer of 1,814. But for the second example, right, the tractor will be 1,000 plus 19,000 e to the negative 0.255 times 10, which is equal to 2,483. So for the second model, it's significantly bigger. Yeah? So now sketch a graph to interpret the model of both of these. Again, plugging in numbers is one thing, but now let's sketch a graph. I'm going to make this one I'm going to make blue. And this one I'm going to make in green, okay? So, the blue one, at the start, they're going to be slightly similar, right? It's going to start at 20,000, right? Both of them are. And it's going to be asymptotal to 0. Yeah? For the second one, however, it's going to go down slightly more. Sorry, let me just get the green out. It's going to go down ever so slightly, but then it's going to level off all right. Why? Because it's asymptotal at 1,000. Yeah? You see that? Because that's what this plus 1,000 means. So, why do you think that they added 1,000 into model 2, hence making the model a bit more realistic? Well, think about it like this, guys. If, let's say, I have a 500-year-old tractor from the Industrial Revolution. I know the Industrial Revolution was 200 years. Okay, screw it. A 200-year-old tractor from the Industrial Revolution. According to Model 1, that tractor is basically worthless. But in the second one, it's worth at least 1,000 for maybe scrap metal, maybe the vintage. Who knows? Bottom line is I have something and it's not completely worthless because there's materials, there's novelty to it. So I can always sell it for 1,000 if I want to. Still stuck with these sorts of questions? Well, join my Discord server to send me whatever questions you want down below for fast responses. Now let's look at something like this. The population size is increasing according to an exponential model n equals n0 e to the at. Initially, right, the population is 450 and the rate is 90 an hour. T is measured in days. So find the values of n0 and a. Well, we can find n0 because t is equal to 0. So therefore, 450 is equal to n0 e to the a times 0. A times 0 is 0. E to the 0 is 1. So we can just cancel that out and give us n0 is equal to 450. Sorry, my mouse cursor is not working. I've said this about 5 times this last few videos because my mouse cursor is just not working. There we go. Now, how are we going to work out what A is? With A, we're told it's increasing at a rate. What does that mean? That means that we're told the gradient is 90 per hour. 90 per hour is the same as 90 times 24 per day. You get it? Because, right, it's measured in days. It's measured in days. So we have to do it like that. Now, this still does not help us because we still need a gradient function. If n is equal to n0 e to the at, then dn by dt is equal to an0, right, times e to the at. Okay? Now, we are told that the rate of change is 90 per hour. So 90 times 24 is equal to 450 times e, times a, times e to the a 0. Why? Because t is equal to 0. Okay? This means we can eliminate this e to the at, which means that 450a is equal to 90 times 24. And so therefore a is equal to 90 times 24 all over 450. And if you plug that into your calculators, you should get an answer of 4.8. And so therefore, your final equation is n is equal to 450 times e to the 4.8 t. And that is your final answer. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video made sense. Do you guys want to pass your exams with flying colours? Well, you can get tutored by me. Drop me an email so that we can organise a meeting and a quote. Keep on learning as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.